Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's me, Psychic Charm, and today I'm going to be talking about the 76ers versus Celtics Game 7. The Celtics blew a 3-1 lead. The 76ers overcame that lead. Joel Embiid came back and made it a series. And to start off with, really, I want to talk about the Sixers to not take away from their achievement or anything like that by going at the Celtics and what they did wrong and all that kind of stuff. Sixers, man, I mean, they needed this, especially Joel Embiid. Just from a holistic view of this, I mean, Embiid has had playoff failures and coming up short and a lot of injuries and whatnot. He needed something like this. I don't care if he makes a conference finals now. Overcoming a 3-1 lead as a 7th seed is such a hard task. He needs a lot of credit. And the series changed when he came back. Before he came back, it looked like, oh, Boston has this handled. I remember watching the games early and it just felt like Boston was in control. But when he came back, it totally shifted. He had 34 points in this closeout game. It wasn't like it was his best game. He wasn't super efficient. Tyrese Maxey was 11 of 18, and he also had 30 points as well. VJ Edgecombe, 23 points and 5 of 11 from 3. He absolutely killed it from 3. Paul George even. I remember one possession late in the game. It just felt so defeating because the Celtics just bricked on a lot of open threes in this game, especially like Derek White or Baylor Shireman. Garza, when they had him out there, couldn't hit nothing. And Paul George, I believe, took Jaylen Brown off the dribble, step back, corner 3, and it was like, what do you do about that? You know, and then on the other end, I believe it was an open corner 3, they missed that. It's just impressive what they're able to do. I mean, the Celtics did not have an answer for Embiid at all. Neemias Queta couldn't guard him. Luka Garza, who has started to guard him, I don't really understand. And Embiid did a great job getting these guys in foul trouble, and the Celtics didn't play Vucevic for some reason, instead opted to go small, and even had, I remember a possession or two, Jaylen Brown was guarding Embiid, not being switched on him, just flat out guarding him because they just went small and didn't have a center out there. And I don't understand how you can play small against a guy who won an MVP at one point, was top 3 in MVP 2 other years, and is one of the best big men of this era. I don't understand how you're going to play small against him there. Regardless, though, the Sixers get the W. I don't know how I feel about them versus the Knicks. The Sixers and Knicks went 2-2 in the season series. And if you remember, a couple years ago, they met in the playoffs, and the Knicks did go out to a 2-0 lead, but these teams are rather different from where they were 2 years ago in 2024 when they met up in the first round. I probably have the Knicks winning that, but there is a lot of issues, and I may make a video on that, addressing that matchup and everything, because if the Sixers can beat the Knicks, they legitimately might make it to the NBA Finals, because the other side of the bracket, if you beat the Knicks, I don't know if the Cavs or Raptors, Magic, or Pistons can really beat you at that point. Overall, though, Joel Embiid really needed this for his legacy. It was just a great game, and he was John talking trash to him as well, hella entertaining. I mean, that game 6, I mean, when a team's stunting on you like that, when he fell to the ground and started doing push-ups, I mean, that's just bad when a team just starts doing that to you. But the Celtics, oh man, I believe this is the first ever 3-1 lead the Celtics have ever blown as a franchise, which is surprising but also not surprising because they're one of the better franchises, if not the best in the NBA history. This starting lineup from the get-go I thought was weird. I mean, they were starting Ron Harper Jr., Luka Garza, and Baylor Shireman, which I thought was really weird, especially Luka Garza. I didn't really understand. I could understand Shireman. Harper Jr., I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't start Pritchard at that point, but maybe you like him more defensively. I don't know, but mainly Luka Garza. I don't understand why you wouldn't start Neemias Queta on him or Vucevic, but I feel like out of all the guys that you wouldn't want guarding Joel Embiid out of your center rotation, it's probably not going to be Garza. You probably want Queta, then Vooch, etc. That was already a flaw to begin with, and I really felt like Joe Mazzulla is the coach of the year, and he's still my pick for the regular season, but there's some times in the playoffs where he just makes some baffling mistakes. I mean, this series, he didn't really let the Sixers go on too many runs like I noticed the Knicks doing last year, and he wouldn't call a timeout for whatever reason. Things like this just make me just frustrated with him. Not saying he's a bad coach overall. I don't know. It's just kind of reinventing the wheel, I guess. I just don't know why you wouldn't have Queta on him. Vucevic didn't play as well, which I don't understand, because instead the Celtics went small, and again, like I said, they had Jaylen Brown a couple possessions guarding Joel Embiid, and I don't understand why you wouldn't at least try Vucevic out there and give you some kind of inside scoring presence. Embiid is the real reason why they came back in the series, and Peyton Pritchard said they didn't even game plan for Embiid. And if that's true, I can't believe that. I mean, a former MVP, a guy who's one of the best big men of this era, you did not game plan for. You just treated like, oh, like if this guy's on the court, we'll play him, but you know, it's just another role player. Like, you're not gonna. If that's true, that's just, I'm stunned. I'm at a loss for words if you didn't game plan for Joel Embiid. Yeah, they opted to play small. The Celtics, I knew they had one more in them. Late in the third, the Sixers were starting to kind of run away with it, and I kind of felt, since it was also at home, that the Celtics would have one more in them, but the whole game, it just felt like the Celtics could not stop Joel Embiid because they didn't have a single big man that could guard him, and Tyrese Maxey especially too. They didn't have anybody quick enough or that could guard Maxey. He's too good offensively, and even that isn't necessarily a flaw of the Celtics, because I mean, they have guys like Derek White, Brown. They have good perimeter defenders. Another thing too is, and this has just been a problem with the Celtics for a long time, is their reliance on the three-point shot. Tatum could have helped that a little bit because he can get downhill, but sometimes he doesn't help that problem too. The Celtics shot 26% from three for the entire game, and just some guys just went ice cold. Like Derek White got off to a hot start though, but I think he shot 5 of 16 for the game, and then, or it was like 5 of 18. It was something just really, really bad. And Shireman, Garza didn't hit any of their threes. The only guy that could really get downhill or was at least like trying to was Jaylen Brown. They fall back on that three-point shot too often at times, which has been said for years, but really I think that they could benefit from an inside score, because at least when they had Kristaps Porzingis, that's something he could do because he was a really good scorer in the low post, but they don't really have that as much now. And people might say because Tatum was out that, oh, the Sixers would have lost that game 7, and maybe you're right, because Tatum was playing like their best player. The thing is you won without Tatum almost all year. You proved you could be one of the best teams in the East without Jason Tatum, and be better than the Sixers in the regular season without Tatum. You were up 3-1. Like, I don't understand. Like, there should be no excuse for it. There should be no excuse for it. I can't believe the Celtics blew a 3-1 lead, and even though that they had won that championship in 2024, in this era, they've had some spots, some rough spots. I mean, they lost to an 8-seed Miami Heat team. I mean, they forced it to a Game 7 after they went down 0-3, but you lost to an 8-seed in the conference finals when most people thought at that point you would make it to the finals to play the Nuggets. And then you lost to the Knicks last year, and a lot of that really was on the Celtics, just letting the Knicks go on runs, not calling timeouts, just relying on that three-point shot too much, and now losing to a 7-seed and blowing a 3-1 lead. I don't know what you do now. You've proven you could win a championship. I don't know if there's any what kind of trade to make here, because there's a lot of guys that make a lot of money on here, but ultimately I think you have to keep Brown and Tatum together. Perhaps a coaching change. I don't know. Which I know is crazy to say. I know they won a championship, and I'm not trying to be a hater, but when they did win a championship, it's not like they faced the stiffest competition, which I'm not detracting from that, because if you're the best team, you're going to win the championship. That's just how it works. Sometimes they just really throw in the towel and just disappoint you. I know some Celtics fans out there, and I'm sure I know one in particular, I'm sure he's real disappointed right now. I know he is, so shout out to him. But that's all I got to say. Thank y'all for watching. I'm going to try to make more regular playoff content videos. And as always, this has been Psychic Charm, and like, subscribe, comment, do all that usual YouTube stuff, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.